a lot of questions all the time. And, procrastination is one of those things that is just inherent in human beings. And even my lawyers, who are very transactional, very focused, they go, Cullen, they did the same thing to me in October last year. Should I wait to see what happens with COVID? And look what's happened there. We've actually gone in the opposite direction to what everyone thought in the property market. And I want to ask you that question. No, exactly. No, you were telling me, you were telling everyone on the socials, Dom, you were like that you had the crystal ball and you were saying this is going to be, I think your logic, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think your logic was not many people would want to sell because they don't know what's going on. So there's less stock out in the market. So there's more competition. If you can expand on what you were telling me, I think that'd be great to actually get a feel of actually what's actually happening now. And why are we experiencing this?
Well, yeah, so there's a few things in there. I had a good chat with Eliza Owen from CoreLogic. And one of the things...
Shout out to Eliza.
Yeah, one of the reasons why Peter and I didn't think that the market would crash as people assumed it would, is because the government has a significant vested interest in the performance of real estate as a asset class. So do all the banks. I think the banks are exposed. About 60% of their balance sheets are in residential property. And then you look at the government, the household incomes or household wealth is about 50% is made up of real estate.
Yes.
So a significant crash in real estate would be catastrophic for the whole of the economy. It'd be catastrophic for the banks. It'd be catastrophic for the government. It would be like a house of cards, everything falling over. We have so much interest invested into the property market that I just didn't think that the government would be willing to let the house of cards fall over without essentially anarchy. And I didn't think that the banks would want that to happen either. Because we sit in more or less an oligarchy, it's not like the US where there's hundreds of banks. Australia is governed by like 4 or 5 major banks. So they have a vested interest in their asset prices remaining high. So they don't want people to necessarily go out and flood the market with property because it reduces the value of all those assets.
Correct.
So they're going to be left holding the card. They're holding the debt and they're holding the assets. So what we then saw is the government then gave a whole bunch of stimulus to allow people to make payment. And we saw the banks come in and help alleviate a lot of that stress. So, your clients probably didn't experience this because they didn't need to, but a lot of people could call up the bank and say, hey, can I just delay paying my interest for a little while?
Don't you worry. A lot of our clients did. They're quite wily. They didn't need to, but some of them did.
But I think the fact is that I saw that there was a bottom. I didn't think that it was going to crash. Then the other point was that people didn't necessarily need to sell because interest rates were so low, they could afford to carry that debt for a little while and wait to see what actually happened in the market. Then what we saw is the government flooded the market with a whole heap of cash that gave people buying power, a whole heap of stimulus, telling people to buy property. You had first home buyers enter the market, a whole heap of owner occupiers enter the market. The market ran crazy. Then you saw, as we predicted, the market moved 10, 15, 20%. And then ABS put data out that it started shifting from owner occupiers being the fastest growing portion of the market to investors. So then as soon as investors started competing with owner occupiers, you got 4, 5, 6 extra people coming to an auction, stupid rates started going crazy. So Absolutely. It was a perfect storm.
So